Predator 2 Altered Edition.
Beyond the trees of the Los Angeles National Forest, the city of LA was badly suffering from an intense heat wave. Well, that and the excess of gang warfare, street violence, and an alien being killing everything in sight. But still, the heat was pretty intense. Arnie and Stallone were currently driving way too fast, but somehow still obeying the speed limit while on their way to meet the FBI. And while they did so, they shared their stories of how they both arrived in the City of Angels.
So anyway, my friend Mike Harrigan, he calls me up, okay? And he tells me about this thing, and then he goes all quiet, and I'm like, come on, tell me, I'm right here! And then he tells me about this gang war on the streets, and they're all on cocaine and yelling, I'm ready, okay? And like, Harrigan was waving his gun around like,
Oh yeah, right, okay. This sounds like fun, no? So, what happened?
Well, so then he starts telling me he's too old for this shit. Like, I'm too old for this shit. Okay, and then he starts calling me Riggs, Riggs. And then like, no, that's not my name. And I said to him, I said, are you talking to me? Like, you know, are you talking to me? Like,
Like, Bobby D.
Yeah, like Robert De Niro. So anyway, I went to the police station, and it was crazy busy and all this kind of stuff, but Harrigan wasn't there, and apparently he was stuck at home with a bomb on the toilet.
A bomb? Hey yo, we should probably help him, you know, and whatever.
No, it's okay. He said that Mel Gibson was going around there. So anyway, I told him that I would take care of it, and as I left the police station, I said, I'll be back.
Hey yo, that's pretty funny, you know. So, let me tell you how I got here.
No, I haven't finished yet.
Oh yeah, sorry, I just,
Listen, so then I met this Jamaican guy, okay, called Big Willie.
Big Willie? Hey, are you sure about that?
Yeah, Big Willie.
I think I heard of this guy, you know. Are you sure it wasn't King Willie?
No, I saw him, and it was definitely Big Willie. Anyway, he told me there's no stopping what can't be stopped. No killing what can't be killed, and all this kind of stuff. And he said that this thing is from the other side, okay? And that's when I knew. There was a goddamn predator out there. And I told him, I said, no, this thing out there, it killed my friend Billy, and...
Hey, yo, will you stop talking about your friend Billy, okay? Jesus Christ, Mother Mary, and the Holy Ghost and all that.
Yeah, okay, sorry. So anyway, that's when I picked up you.
The car sped through the Los Angeles streets. Traffic seemed not to be an issue here, but high above, the predator lurked, lit only by the moonlight that glowed in the night sky. He stalked the steamy rooftops that looked down upon the clearly congested street of LA. Stallone briefly thought about putting on his seatbelt, but quickly decided that there was no possible crash that could ever seriously injure him.
Yeah, okay, so let me tell you my story now. Okay, so I was arriving in the subway, and then all of a sudden these goons start kicking off and all that. So I'm like, yo, Adrian! But then this guy turns around, so I'm like, oh, sorry, I thought you were someone else, you know. But then this other guy says, we don't need any rush hour Rambos. And I'm like, how the hell does this guy know my name, you know? Anyways, so then this thing comes out of nowhere and starts whacking people, like bada bing bada boom, and I'm like, hey yo, big guy, why don't you pick on someone your own size? But then just as I'm about to start throwing punches, this other guy throws a golf ball at the thing, you know, and it must have really hurt because next thing I know, this thing's busting out of the train and I think he had a little tear in his eye, you know.
Oh really? Well, if it cries, we can kill it.
Hey yo, that's what I thought. So I chased it down the subway, and then I saw it rip this guy's head off, and I'm like, that's not too nice, you know. So anyway, I'm chasing this thing down a couple of city blocks, and then he scales this building and gets away. And that's when you showed up in your car.
And as the heroic duo drove off into the distance, passing several red lights and still not causing any accidents, the Predator decided to hold his spear aloft in the night sky, and almost immediately regretted it as he was painfully struck by lightning. Moments later, Arnie and Sly arrived at the rendezvous point and met with the FBI. Some jacked-up guy with slick blonde hair, a caricature set of teeth, and crazy eyes that indicated he was clearly under the influence of several ounces of cocaine. He blabbered on about some alien-style hunt that they were about to initiate in the middle of a frozen meat storage warehouse. He was acting like this was going to be an easy in and out, and so Arnie interjected.
What are you, crazy? This thing out there, it killed my friend Billy!
Hey, yo, Arnold, enough already, okay?
Sorry, Stallone.
And as the two larger-than-life protagonists bickered, the FBI sent their team into the warehouse filled with frozen corpses, all lit by the neon blue hue of the dark light. And for some reason, even though clearly they didn't need them, they all decided to use their torchlights. And it was this that got them all killed. Arnie and Stallone had seen enough and decided to go in.
Hey, yo, I was thinking, before we do this, you know what we need?
No, what do we need?
An 80s montage, you know.
No, we don't have time. We need to go in now.
By the time they had entered the frozen warehouse, the FBI team was almost completely dead. A large number of frozen corpses were eerily swaying, and for some reason, the sprinkler system had come on. Now, Arnie and Stallone had to finish the fight in really squelchy shoes. Suddenly, the Predator launched an attack by throwing his sharp spinny disc thingy through several frozen cows in one of the coolest scenes from the movie, from the story, and promptly cut the cocaine-addicted FBI guy clean in two. Arnie went into true Dutch mode and started firing his M60 into thin air. Stallone, not to be outdone, picked up his M60 and joined in. The Predator somehow managed to only get hit by 2 or 3 of the several thousand bullets that were fired, whilst also injuring Arnie and Stallone with a few well-aimed dart blades. Eventually, after seemingly infinite amounts of ammo had been unleashed, the fight ascended to the roof. Steam erupted from several pipes in true nighttime American City fashion, and Arnie and Stallone slowly stalked their prey. In the suspense that followed, a whisper was heard.
Danny boy.
Arnie spun around.
What the hell?
Danny boy.
No, that's not my name. I mean, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
Hey, yo, like Bobby D.
Yeah.
Whilst distracted, the Predator chose the opportune moment to throw his spear, but the dynamic duo, having the collective reaction time of a ninja cat, easily dodged the incoming projectile. And now, with the Predator exposed, they rushed toward him. In a tackle that would surely please any devoted sports fan, the Predator went flying over the building, but not before grabbing hold of something. And as Arnie looked down, he could see Sly hanging over the ledge, perfectly balanced and barely breaking a sweat. But still, the Predator was beneath him, desperately hanging on to Stallone's arm.
Okay, pussyface, your move.
The Predator, realizing that he was shit out of luck, and that there was no way in hell that he could ever beat these men, decided to do the only thing he could, the only thing that any Predator would do in the situation, and activated his self-destruct weapon. While lesser men would have panicked, Stallone, undeterred by the imminent explosion, calmly asked Arnold to pass him the nearby disc weapon that the Predator had seemingly mislaid.
Hey, yo, do me a favor, will you?
Here you go. Take it.
And in one swift slice, Stallone carved an arc of shiny steel through the air and sliced the Predator's arm off while simultaneously destroying the self-destruct weapon. The Predator fell in a kind of slow and strangely gravity-defying fall until eventually hitting a drain pipe and crashing through an old lady's bathroom window. And it was here, after the complete shock of catching his own reflection in the mirror, that he decided he simply must do something about the state he was in. And so, with a touch of extraterrestrial makeup and a few Botox injections later, Andy's face was looking almost as awesome as his perfectly maintained dreadlocks. He briefly pondered on whether he could make his skin-tight mesh suit even tighter, but was promptly distracted by Arnie and Stallone crashing through the window. And so he did the only thing he could do and retreated further. He smashed open the door and quickly escaped down the apartment building corridor and then jumped down a dangerously exposed elevator shaft that somehow conveniently descended into an open and seemingly disused subway tunnel. Arnie and Stallone followed, jumped freely into the black depths of the elevator shaft without any inkling or care of how far they would fall. But it didn't matter anyway, for neither of them had ever broken a bone in their body. And even if they had, it would probably instantly heal itself. Now, in the depths of the tunnel, they slowly approached a strange room, lit with an eerie orange and gold glow that was far too misty.
What the hell? Why is it so misty in here?
Hey, yo. I think somebody left the oven on, you know.
Hey, this is what my stogie room looks like.
I got a couple of stogies myself, you know. Maybe we should stop for a second and light them up and all that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And while we do that, we can look at this strange alien skull over there that probably has no significance whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a pretty long skull. Hey, why the long face?
And in that moment, while Arnie and Stallone were once again distracted by their own awesomeness, the Predator pulled a low-down, dirty move, and while still invisible, threw a sneaky net projectile that pinned Arnie against the wall and attempted to squeeze through his bulging muscles. Sly was quick to react, cutting the net and setting Arnie free.
Hey, yo, that was pretty sneaky there, you alien piece of shit, son of a bitch. You piece of crap. I ought to whack you.
And while Stallone continued to rant in true Italian-American style, Arnold rushed the Predator.
This is for my friend, Billy!
The fight lasted several minutes. The Predator, with only one arm, struggled to match against these two superhumans. Punches were thrown, discs clanged against wrist knives, action poses were performed. Somehow machine guns were fired, and all the while, the mist remained perfectly still at knee-high level. Until finally, Stallone rammed the disc into the Predator's stomach.
Yeah, that's it, Stallone! Ram it into his stomach and pull out his damn spine!
The Predator fell to the floor, motionless, dead.
Hey, yo, this thing is 10 feet of patheticness, you know.
Yeah, I know. Maybe one day we'll meet someone or something that will give us a real challenge, you know.
And as Arnie spoke those lines, they turned to see not one, but several more Predators appear from the mist. But these new Predators quickly realized that they were no match for these two men, and so quickly presented them with a peace offering. Stallone accepted the gift.
Hey, yo, is this it? For all the chaos you caused? A really old-ass pistol? I can't even fire this thing, you know. Hey, you best get something else, otherwise I'm gonna be pissed.
The Predators quickly huddled together, with beads of sweat beginning to gather on their foreheads, before turning around and saying,
"Want some candy?"
A moment of silence passed. It was a moment filled with pure dread for the Predators, but then Stallone smiled.
Oh yeah, that'd be quite nice actually. Thank you.
And as quickly as they had arrived, the Predators left to avoid any more murders of their species. And as the dynamic duo emerged from the tunnel, in the wake of the alien spaceship, their overly macho and extremely powerful high five echoed through the night air and filled the lonely streets of Los Angeles. Once again, Arnold and Stallone stood victorious. Their legend and their bromance had reached new heights. Like, if this was a video game, they would definitely be at max level now, or at least very close. And that's at hard difficulty setting too. Where they went from here was up to the movie gods.